Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with Finding Yourself SATX Life Coaching, helping you find your best self since 2017. Today we're going to wrap up the chapter, Melody Beattie's Codependent No More. We're going to wrap up the chapter on anger. We've had a few videos. The first one, The Angry Codependent. Last video was Myths about Anger. And today we're going to talk about some suggestions for dealing with your anger, as well as going over her activities in the end of this chapter. If you haven't had a chance to check out my website, please visit www.findingyourselfsatx.com. There you can look in the shop section. You can donate to the Finding Yourself book club if you like this content. You can also start your life coaching journey for as little as $9.99. So check out the site. Also, if you'd like, there's a community tab. You can join our Facebook group. We have a page. I know Facebook is for old people, but I don't do the rest of the other social media. Also on my website, there's contact information. So if you ever have questions or you'd like to get in touch, feel free to comment on these videos. That's what they're for, and I love the community on YouTube. But you can also send me a quick email. Unfortunately, my spam filters are a little tight. But I usually do get back to people. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Please do like and subscribe if these videos provide value to you, and we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So I'm on page 157 of her book. So basically, what do we do about all this anger? What are we supposed to do? So I'm a codependent. And if I'm a codependent, I'm going to be angry. And it's just natural for me to be angry, because who the hell wouldn't be angry with some idiot alcoholic living on my couch, not doing anything to bring value to this family or to me? Who the hell wouldn't be angry? It's natural to be angry. But is that just how I'm supposed to live my life? Or if this is someone that I can't really remove myself from, so I'm just, I'm stuck with them? Or like, what do I do, right? That's what everyone's thinking who's in this situation. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Cool, you told me that I'm codependent. What am I supposed to do about it? What am I supposed to do? Melody says on page 157, we're back to our original advice. Deal with our feelings. How do we deal with an emotion as potent as anger? How do we quit feeling that angry? When does it happen? Where does it go? Who can we talk to? Who would want to listen to all that? We probably don't even want to hear it ourselves. After all, the person we're mad at does have a disease. So shouldn't we be feeling compassion and all that good stuff? Is it really all right to be mad at a sick person? Yes, we have the right to be mad at a sick person. We didn't ask for the problem. Although the ideal feeling is compassion, we probably won't feel this until we deal with our anger. Somewhere between homicidal rage and biting our tongue because we feel sorry for that sick person is a way to get past our angry feelings, the old ones and the new ones. But I don't believe dealing with repressed emotions will happen overnight. Here are some suggestions for dealing with anger. Address any myths we have. Address any myths we have subscribed to about anger. Feel the emotion. Acknowledge the thoughts that accompany the feeling. Examine the thinking that goes with the feeling. Make a responsible decision about what, if any, action we need to take. Don't let anger control us. Openly and honestly discuss our anger when it's appropriate. Take responsibility for our anger. Talk to people we trust. Burn off the anger energy. Don't beat ourselves or others for feeling angry. Write letters we don't intend to send. Deal with guilt. Okay? So, address any myths we have subscribed to about anger. Give ourselves permission to feel angry when we need to. Give other people permission to feel angry too. Feel the emotion. Even though it's anger, it's only emotional energy. It's not right or wrong. It calls for no judgment. Anger doesn't have to be justified or rationalized. If the energy is there, feel it. Feel any underlying emotions too, such as hurt or fear. Acknowledge the thoughts that accompany the feeling. Preferably, say these thoughts out loud. Examine the thinking that goes with the feeling. Hold it up to the light. See if there are any flaws in it. Watch for patterns and repetitive situations. We'll learn much about ourselves and our environment. Often, recovering alcoholics develop rancid thought patterns, known as stinking thinking, that can indicate the desire to start drinking again. Make a responsible decision about what, if any, action we need to take. Figure out what our anger is telling us. Is our anger indicating a problem in us or in our environment that needs attention? Sometimes, while we're asking God to help us stop feeling angry, He's trying to tell us something. Do we need change? Do we need something from somebody else? Much anger comes from unmet needs. One quick way to resolve anger is to stop screaming at the person we're angry with, figure out what we need from that person, and ask him or her for that. If he or she won't or can't give it to us, figure out what we need to do next to take care of ourselves. So this book is written from the perspective, it has a religious tint to it, which I typically try to generalize or genericize just because I'd like to make it for a broader audience. So she says, sometimes while we're asking God to help us stop feeling angry, He's trying to tell us something. You could easily replace that with the universe. What is the universe trying to tell me? Or whatever it is that kind of guides you. What are my ancestors trying to tell me? Whatever your path is, right? You can replace that here. Don't let anger control us. If we find ourselves being controlled by our angry feelings, we can stop ourselves. We don't have to continue screaming. Don't misinterpret. Sometimes screaming helps. Sometimes, however, it doesn't. It's better if we decide instead of letting our anger decide for us. We don't have to lose control of our actions. It's just energy, not a magical curse over us. Detach. Go to another room. Go to another house. Get peaceful. Then figure out what we need to do. We don't have to let other people's anger control us. I frequently hear codependents say, I can't do this or that because he or she will get angry. Now, don't jeopardize your safety, but strive to be free from anger's control, your anger or anyone else's. We don't have to react to anger. It's only emotional energy. We don't even have to react by becoming angry if we don't want to. Try it sometime. Openly and honestly discuss our anger when it's appropriate, but don't talk to a drunk when he's drunk. We can make good decisions about expressing our anger openly and appropriately. Beware of how we approach people, though. Anger frequently begets anger. Instead of venting our rage on the person, we can feel our feelings, think our thoughts, figure out what we need from that person, then go back to him or her and express that need instead of hollering. Take responsibility for our anger. We can say, I feel angry when you do this because, not you made me mad. However, I like to give people a little room in communication. We don't always have to say the words exactly right, as if we just walked out of a therapy group. Be ourselves. Just understand we are responsible for our angry feelings, even if they are an appropriate reaction to someone else's inappropriate behavior. Talk to people we trust. Talking about anger and being listened to and accepted really help clear the air. It helps us accept ourselves. Remember, we can't move forward until we accept where we are. And yes, people care. We may have to leave our house to find them or go to Al-Anon meetings, but they're out there. If we have angry feelings that have hardened into resentments, we can talk them out with a clergy person or take a fourth and fifth step. And so here she's referring to the 12 steps, to the steps of the 12-step program, so fourth and fifth step of that. Burn off the anger energy. Clean the kitchen, play softball, exercise, go dancing, shovel the snow, rake the yard, build a condominium if necessary. Anger is extremely stressful, and it helps to physically discharge that energy. Don't beat ourselves or others for feeling angry. Don't let other people hit us or abuse us in any way when they feel angry. Don't hurt other people when we're angry. Seek professional help if abuse has occurred. Write letters we don't intend to send. If we feel guilty about anger, this really helps. Start the letter by asking, if I could feel angry about anything, nobody would ever know, and it wasn't wrong to feel this way. What I would be angry about is this. And then write your letter. Once our anger is out on paper, we can get past the guilt and figure out how to deal with it. If we are suffering from depression, this exercise may help too. Lastly, deal with guilt. Get rid of the unearned guilt. Get rid of all of it. Guilt doesn't help. We will be forgiven for anything we have done. Besides, you probably haven't done as much wrong as you think you have. Okay, so closing out the chapter, we'll move into the activities. Okay, she has 5 activities. This is on page 161 of the book, Codependent No More. Activity 1. What do you think would happen if you started feeling your angry feelings? So just like in the past, go ahead and get a journal or some way to capture your thoughts and do so. You can pause this video and then either write down, type down, speak out, however you're capturing. 2. What do you believe deep inside about anger? What myths about anger have you subscribed to? If you need to subscribe to new beliefs about anger, do so. Attack the myths whenever they try to attack you. 3. How do the people in your current family situation deal with anger? How did your mother, father, brothers, and sisters deal with their anger? What's your pattern for dealing with your anger? 4. If you have repressed anger, write about it in your notebook. You may need to buy a new notebook and devote it to anger. 5. If anger is a troublesome emotion for you, keep a pencil and paper handy and start writing about your anger as it occurs throughout the day. Okay, so that was Melody Beattie's chapter on anger. Chapter, that was 15. 15, 14. 15 is yes, you can think. 16 is set your own goals, which I mean, that's part of my program, right? Goal setting is what you get to when you first work on your personal vision statements and then set your goals. And importantly, you need an accountability partner for that. And then 17 is on communication. So I don't think I'll cover the chapter exactly, but I will take the next video just to talk about communication, direct styles and indirect styles. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can attribute it to Melody's book besides saying, hey, go read the chapter on communication. But I'll take time next video to talk about that, to give you my thoughts on communication. And yeah, we're almost done. Chapter 18 is about working a 12-step program, which I won't really go too much into detail in besides saying, please go work a 12-step program. If you're an alcoholic, go to Alcoholics Anonymous. If you have problems with, I might go over this here. Okay. There's a quiz, so I might help you guys with the quiz on these. But if you have a problem with alcohol, I mean, it's important. The first step is just acknowledging that you have an issue. Other drugs, gambling, sex addictions, I mean, any of it. So in the language of Dr. Gibson, right, there's two ways that people deal with not being seen and heard in their life. You will either internalize, which leads you to become a codependent and take care of people and put others' needs in front of your own to the point where it maybe is detrimental to you. You wouldn't be a codependent if it wasn't detrimental to you. So if you're watching these videos and you suspect or you know that you're a codependent, you're what Gibson would call an internalizer. Whereas the other way that you deal with it, of not being seen and heard, not having your emotions validated, is by being an externalizer. And those are the people who go binge drinking, who use drugs, who spend money completely unwisely, who end up relying on others who love them in their life to take care of them. One way or the other, you're trying to control for things that you didn't have control over when you were younger, and you haven't dealt with it in a healthy way. So even like the codependent can be like, they're great, they're super responsible, everything is, they're taking care of all of their responsibilities in life, they're paying the bills, they're doing this, they're doing that, but inside there's still that child that was not validated or seen or heard as a young child. And so until you start dealing with those feelings and being able to learn how to voice your needs and express them, you're going to try to control everything else in your life that is not really anything that is yours to control. You're just kind of overcompensating for where you really do lack control. So we're almost to the end of this book. I think it's been an exciting journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to post about them in the comments or send me an email, please do like and subscribe. It really does help us little YouTubers. And check out my website. It's at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. Thanks, y'all. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.